about Providence's kind of resistance to Trump?
Well, what I've done is today I spoke about what we've been working on over the past 2 years, and in particular what we've been doing as a city hall. So there are 4 major challenges that the city faces. Finances, infrastructure, our schools, and city services. And I think that everything that we care about throughout the city really comes back either directly or indirectly to these 4 things. And so that was the focus of my speech today, going over in detail all of the major accomplishments that we've had over the past couple of years. And I thought about including more about that. And I felt that I've been clear on my position. And my message through all of these areas that we've been working on is we have to think for the long term. We have to build a solid foundation. Third, perhaps most importantly, in order to do this, we have to do it together. And that's what's really inspired me about the past couple of weeks, that as people have responded to Trump, the community has come together in a way that I frankly haven't seen before. And so my message to the community, in no uncertain way, is that we need you now more than ever. Now that people are engaged, I want to provide different avenues for them to get involved. And it's something as simple as coming to a forum, or they can help paint a school, or they can lend their voice to a planning process, or they can get involved in our schools. There's so many different avenues that we want to provide and capitalize on the fact that people really want to stand up. I'm as concerned as anyone else about the administration in Washington, but I want to turn this into something positive. And when people are looking for outlets, I want the city to be an outlet as much as possible, because everything that we want to do, we can only get so far without the continued support of the community. So really, this was a call to action to help us continue in the work that we're doing with this renewed sense of purpose because of this madman in the White House.
Love that. So 3 follow-ups on things you said. You mentioned reforming education in the city. And I wondered, the use of that word reform, what you were, that's kind of a dog whistle for charter school advocates. And I'm wondering...
Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into that. And really, that was a lead into our All-In Summit. I mentioned all of the things that we've been working on. And, it's a call to action for anyone who is really, really interested or wants to get involved with public education. I wouldn't read into that whatsoever. Okay. And in fact, with the All-In initiative, it's about really coming together around our traditional public schools. So, that's what that is.
Okay. So when you praised the Providence Police, I wondered if the PRISM kids wouldn't have preferred if you would have praised the Community Safety Act. So we had a post today where we took an officer to task for questionable behavior. Speak to those kind of competing interests if you can there.
Yeah, as I mentioned in the speech, the numbers do speak for themselves. We see shootings down 37% from the 5-year average. We see homicides tied for the lowest in 30 years. And how did we get here? We got here through all of this proactive work. And in fact, I made it a point to mention it's about the police, but it's about all the community folks. It's about everyone who's been working for a long time to make this happen. We didn't get here overnight. It's the result of a lot of work over a long period of time with a lot of people at the table. And so, I think that we've done our part as well, as a city hall. But, that's a small sort of grain of sand to add to the pile of work that folks have been doing over a long, long period of time. So.
All right. So, and then the other thing that popped out to me was Kennedy Plaza as Central Park. Are we talking about taking a fair amount of pavement out of?
Potentially, and that's a conversation that we'll have in a couple of weeks. What is our vision for the park? How does it serve not just the downtown community but the neighborhoods as well? So that's a part of the visioning process. We need everyone's input, everyone's thoughts, and what I've learned, throughout my career and throughout my life, that if you come to things with an open mind and you genuinely let the community, voice their concerns, the end product is much better than you would ever get otherwise. And that's the process we're going to take here. just as we did with the 610 project.
Okay, cool. So what's the state of the city for RI Future readers? Is it the same kind of writ large for the city, or, you know, what's the state of the city for just progressive Providence or the very left of Providence?
So, you know, the kind of things that I was mentioning, you know, if you're a single parent or if you're a working parent and you're struggling to pay the bills, you know, the work that we're doing right now in the rec center to provide full day, high quality childcare throughout the summer for only $5 a week, I mean, that's designed for you. You know, when we're, you know, talking about, you know, going all in on public education, I mean, that's exactly what this is about. You know, everyone coming together and really making a statement about, you know, here in Providence, everyone chipping in and creating the best urban education system in the entire country. I mean, that's what we believe in, and you know, I think that resonates with your readers and with a broader community. The last piece too is, you know, so much of this is not just about end product, but it's also about process. It's about inclusiveness. It's about engagement, and you know, there's a process to the way that we do things. The 610 project, Kennedy Plaza, the All-In initiative. You know, it's really the same script. Let's provide a space for the entire community to be engaged. Let's have real, genuine community voice inform the outcome, and what we end up with will be much more valuable and stronger than what we would come up with otherwise.
Cool.